Welcome to Shock 'em Dead Podcast, Episode 6. Again, last week the podcast got corrupted. We talked about Psycho and like 10 albums from then and now.
And I did like a bunch of research on Psycho, and it took me forever to pick 10 albums.
Yeah, so we didn't feel like talking about it again.
No, it was 2 hours.
Yeah, because there's a bunch of clicks and popping, and it got corrupted, and we'll talk about it again later.
I don't think it wanted us to.
No. But this week we're going to be talking about 1986. 1986. Night of the Creeps. A Fred Dekker film.
Yeah, and House, kind of, too.
Yeah, because we watched that the other day, too.
That was just written by Fred Dekker.
Yeah. So, what have we been up to?
Not much. Started playing Dragon Quest 11. I really like it.
I got a new to me table saw. And I started playing Skyrim again because it's Skyrim's 10th anniversary the other day.
Does that make you feel old?
Yeah, kinda.
I guess everybody just gets old. You know, it seems like I don't know if the other generation said it, especially because there's not social media and they couldn't have been like, I feel so old and told everybody so. I mean, like, they might have said it, but I feel like our generation's like, oh, I'm 30, I'm getting old. It's like, you're not old.
I'm 29, I'm old.
That's what everybody says. It's just weird that I feel like that we think that we're more old than we are because of the generational gap, because I don't think it was that drastic in the 70s and 80s, whereas the 90s and the later 2000s. I'm not going to say early 2000s because that's still considered our generation, isn't it?
No.
Oh, really?
No.
Are we the cutoff?
We're millennials. It stops in 95.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
I hate that term, millennials.
Well, all the old people think that millennials are kids that were born at the millennium. So
I thought you were going to say that we're born.
Kids that were born.
Wow. Very wide range.
Those damn millennials.
Yeah, well, I think that's why our generation tends to think that they're so old because, you know, if you take out an N64, people are like, what the hell is that?
What's a Game B?
Game B. Yeah, but, I don't know. In the 80s, you had arcade games and the NES and, like, the Atari and Commodore. And then, like, in the 90s, if you showed somebody that, they'd be like, yeah.
I've got one of those.
The work is hard.
And now you show them an Xbox 360 and they're like, what's that?
That's just so weird to be so oblivious. Like, how do you not... You just not pay attention to anything? You just watch TikTok? I don't know what the fuck these kids are into.
Game Boys don't have TikTok.
I have not watched anything on TikTok. I don't want to.
I'm still annoyed at that stupid ad with the guy dressed like the Mad Hatter that used to play when I'd play solitaire. It's like, I don't want your damn TikTok. I want to play solitaire.
I got this weird ad when I was playing that SpongeBob game, because I play that Krusty Cook-Off game just to kill time. And, because it reminds me of that Flash game from the early 2000s. It was like SpongeBob making the Krabby Patties. But, it was like a romance novel that scrolled up, and it was like this girl in the bathroom, and it was like he could smell my scent. And it was the guy came up and was like, say I'm the alpha male. I was like, what is going on? And then it was just like slowly scrolling up, and that was the ad. I was like, what? Little kids are reading this. Talk about the alpha male in the bathroom stall. He's like, say my actual name. It was nasty. I was like, I'm used to like pop the bubbles. Oh, here we go.
Or melt little Nemo with lava.
Oh my god, that one. That's just sadistic. I wonder if somebody watches that fish get fried and they're like, hell yeah.
I'm downloading that game just to kill that stupid Nemo.
Or the ones where it's like a guy, like that bald guy trying to give flowers to some girl, but like a bunch of spikes come out of the sky and then like a flying ice cream truck hits him or something. I don't know. And live!
Wasn't there one, it was like a girl got pregnant and the guy left on a scooter and then,
Yeah.
and then she had to like raise the baby or something.
It's always something ridiculous. Like, she shows the dude a pregnancy test and he's like, oh, hell no. And he takes off on a scooter or something. Those are at least amusing. That one where it was the romance novel and it was a picture like two people and one was like a tattooed up guy and the girl was like, it's strange. But I don't play the SpongeBob game that much because with the Switch, just hold it. I've been playing Dragon Quest XI a lot. I like the characters in the story. It's nothing that new, where you have to go to a town and like, oh, this is wrong with our town, you gotta fix it. And it's like a town that might be underwater, or not underwater, but like the forest town, the fire town, that kind of stuff. And it's an interesting story. I do find it odd that like the main character's completely mute, and I understand that to where you're supposed to feel like the character, but they ask him stuff and he's just like, it's like, are you mute? But he's not, because when he jumps he goes like,
Well, Zelda's mute. Link.
I wish Zelda were mute. My God.
Link,
please help me. God.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I like the character Eric, and the two sisters I cannot stand that one sister. It's like, oh, wonderful. And she's like straight out of Leave It to Beaver or some shit. And then the little sisters, she's sassy, but she's a little too sassy for me. It's like that, calm down, you smart ass. It's like there's no reason to be that way. And it's like the other guy that comes into your party, Salvando, he was a little bit annoying at first, but he's all right. He's got some good abilities, and then he kind of takes charge, and I'm like, why is this dude telling me what to do? He's been in my party 5 minutes, and I realized you have Leave It to Beaver over here. You got the mute dude who's just like, and then you got Eric's just kind of like, eh. And then the little sister's like, so he's like, kind of makes sense. Whatever, man. Come on. But yes, I'm enjoying it. I think I'm like 16 hours in, or 17 hours. Just completed a really annoying quest. Yep. I don't know. Been on the exercise bike listening to Typo Negative and other stuff. I kind of zone out when I'm on the exercise bike because I watch virtual bike rides on the TV and I listen to music for 40 minutes. So just kind of zone out.
Well, I've been playing Skyrim, like I said, and my old game, I started on the Xbox 360 10 years ago, and I played it for years, so it's weird starting over again. And I forgot, like, most of the quests, like, in the early game. I was like, I don't remember ever doing this. And, I guess I've just been playing it, like, 2 or 3 days now. It's, like, bringing back a lot of memories. And, the new version of it, the, whatever they call it, the anniversary edition, is like, I guess they updated the textures or something, because I'm playing on the Xbox One. And
through Game Pass.
Yeah.
I don't know why that would... Through Game Pass, let's tell them.
Game Pass makes it way betterer.
Thanks, Game Pass, for sponsoring. They probably don't even do that.
No. You need to speak into the mic.
Okay.
You need to scoot it that way some, because you keep talking into the...
They told me to talk into the little butt over here.
No, I said make sure that's, like, facing you.
Okay.
You talk into the capsule.
Okay.
Because you keep
Ready to go. Yeah, that's what you told me. Okay.
you were talking into the body of it though.
I was talking into the butt of the mic. I'm sorry.
But I was also playing Forza Horizon 5. I was not riding a dirt bike up the street in the middle of the night.
Is that Rambo?
I guess. Because it's 10 o'clock and he's on a dirt bike, whoever it is.
All right. Well, I think. Well, you keep on about Skyrim.
I said Forza.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And that so far that's pretty good. It's like a big open world CarPG trademark.
CarPG. Carpe Diem.
Carp.
I don't know. That's terrible. Minus 5 points. See me after class.
And I downloaded Visage.
Is that a horror game?
Yeah, so maybe one day we'll play that.
Oh boy. I hope you play it because I'm a little baby.
No, it's a psychological horror
Oh,
game.
fuck. It's the worst. It's the worst. It's like when I have a good time, too bad.
And I think
Too bad.
I think when we play it, I'll just do microphones, no face cam. That way we can turn the lights out so it'd be extra spooky.
Sounds great.
And we'll use headphones so we can hear it really good.
And I'll wear a diaper.
So you can smell it really good. So, Night of the Creeps. Starring TV's Tom Atkins, who just had a birthday yesterday.
86. Dude's 86.
He's still kicking.
Man, he was in a ton of movies, too.
This was the first tape that I was willing to put in the VCR since I've hopefully fixed it.
It worked fine.
It didn't eat it. Our buddy Tim got us a VCR, and he got it home, and it didn't work, sadly.
He might as well be a part of this podcast now for how much we've mentioned him.
Yeah.
Hi, Tim.
He was so excited and then so bummed out.
Well, it's the thought that counts.
Yeah. I'll still go over there and get it and try to fix it.
And then flip him off.
And then find the person he got it from and flip them off. Flip them to Boyd.
Boyd. What is this movie that... Drive Angry. There was a 2011 movie that Tom Atkins was in called Drive Angry. It sounds like a bad Japanese translation.
No, it was that crappy action movie.
The Collected. He's still acting.
Yeah.
Jeez.
And he still looks, fairly decent for being as old as he is.
Yeah. But Night of the Creeps over there was Tom Atkins' favorite piece of work that he has been in. Because he said it was a lot of fun and he really liked Fred Dekker.
Yeah, I think he liked that beach scene that he's imagining.
It was like a super short. So he's like, could we do a retake? He was like, it starts out for him. He's on the beach and there's like bikini girls and shit giving him some stuff to drink and a coconut or something on the beach. And he stands up and then he was dreaming. He's a cop.
Hey, I'm a cop. Thrill me.
Yeah. Take a shot every time he says thrill me. It's not that much, but it's like...
More
and when he
once.
says,
He's
it's Miller time. And then he shoots the dude in the head. I was like, it's Miller time?
And he picks up the phone and he's like, thrill me.
He bashes it against his headphones. He's listening to Pat Benatar on.
Let's see, I'll read the back. Humor mixes with horror in this chiller about a college campus being ravaged by gruesome creatures that turn their victims into zombos. The night of the formal is finally here for Chris, Cindy, and JC. It's going to be the best night of their lives. But tonight is also the night of the creeps. From a world unknown comes a nightmare unimagined. First, they are under you, around you, inside of you. Then, you're dead. Zombies, exploding heads, creepy crawlies. They are a new breed of terror. A different kind of horror. The creeps are taking over. You never had a night like this.
The, one of the posters, or an alternate cover, I'm not sure, but one of the posters is like the decayed hand, like coming in through the door and turning the doorknob. And it's very similar to House, with the decayed hand opening the door. Neither of which were in the movies. But, yeah.
Bless you.
Thank you.
I was wondering why you said then you didn't say anything.
Excuse me.
This House was also written by Fred Dekker.
And that movie came about because of the Twilight Zone movie, because that was supposed to be an anthology of stories, or it was an anthology of stories, separate, kind of like Creepshow, but it was Twilight Zone. And that inspired Fred Dekker and a few other friends. The guy who helped write House, or the screenplay, Ethan Wiley, I think, Steve Miner. But they were supposed to do like a Twilight Zone anthology themselves, and it never panned out. And their main skit was supposed to be, this is what I thought was interesting, and this coincides with Night of the Creeps too. There's supposed to be a movie that was, written by Fred Dekker and friend, and it was supposed to be about ex-veterans who were dead and came back to life, and they were zombie soldiers who robbed an armory, and then they destroyed, pillaged, and burned down the town that buried them. And it was supposed to be directed by John Carpenter, starring Kurt Russell, and it never happened. But that script is apparently floating around somewhere. If you want to try and find that, I have not tried.
You might find it at a yard sale.
The script?
Yeah.
Whose yard sale?
I don't know. A guy I follow on Instagram just found some scripts at the flea market.
What? Where the hell does he live?
California.
Oh, well, shit. You ain't gonna find it out here in the middle of nowhere.
You might. You might find the script for Blood Hunter.
It'd be like 2 pages.
I don't know. We never finished it because we were laughing too hard.
I was so... It was terrible.
It's this really, 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 really low budget horror movie that was filmed down here in little old Kentucky, 1 county away from us. And it's like mostly local people, and it's terrible.
It was bad. It wasn't even good bad. It was just like, y'all wasted your time.
And like the worst day for night shots I've ever seen. Like, I think if you just went out and just filmed in the day and was like, it's nighttime, I think that would be better.
So Night of the Creeps, I'm not going to go through the whole movie because I feel like we've been kind of,
Just reciting the...
Yeah, basically we're just watching the movie without watching the movie, but it starts out with this kid wanting to get this girl's attention, and he would rather...
Well, it starts out with the 50s scene.
Oh, yes. Okay, so this was a pre-existing thing. The brain slugs that incubate in your brain and keep you moving after you're dead so they could reproduce and then take over everybody. It's a brain slug from space, and Fred Dekker really loves 50s horror movies. And in the beginning, they mentioned Plan 9 from Outer Space, one of the girls on the phone, because she's talking, and her roommate in the what is it called? Not the frat house, the girl frat house.
Fraternity and...
Girlternity.
Girlternity.
I took Latin for 4 years. It's really coming in handy.
What is it? Fraternity and... My brain keeps saying maternity.
Yeah, I know, yeah. It's for all the moms.
What Well, whatever it's called.
Yeah. People are probably saying it like, really? But
We could just keep talking about it for like 2 hours just trying to figure out what that word is.
now what was that? No, but okay, so it's in the girl frat house. I don't fucking know. Which I don't understand why you'd want to. That is beyond me. But anyway, the girl's talking on the phone. And she's like, I can't believe it, blah blah blah. But it's it's centered around the girl that's adjacent her, who's going on a date, and she had just broken up with this cop, who later on is Tom Atkins, and she's at the drive-in, and he's like, the cop comes up, and he sees it's her, and he's like, well, there's a maniac going around with an axe up this road. Go home.
Sorority.
Okay, duh, sorority. And, her date, Johnny, goes out of the car to look for something like you do when there's a killer with an axe in the area.
Well, he didn't know about it yet.
Oh.
Remember, he went out because they were looking for the comet.
Oh, yeah, which was the brain slugs from outer space. But,
Yeah, but she's sitting in the car, and she hears on the radio that there's a killer on the corner of Route 66.
She looks over at the sign.
And whatever the other road was, and that's where she is.
And then the dude with the axe
Chops.
comes up. Yeah.
And chops. And chops.
And, he's got the worms, the brain slugs.
I don't think
Dude with the axe. Because he hacked him, because Tom Atkins hacked him up, put him in the sorority backyard deal.
Well, that wasn't because...
He came back to life.
Yeah, he got the slugs then in the future.
Oh, yeah, okay. Mix up.
Yeah, he just killed him because he killed his high school sweetie.
But what is his character's name in that? It's like Officer Raimi, isn't it?
No, Raimi was another guy.
Ray Cameron?
Yeah.
As in James Cameron. All the last names obviously are named after directors that he likes.
Chris Romero, James J.C. Carpenter Hooper,
Carpenter Hooper,
Cynthia Cronenberg, Detective Ray Cameron, Brad, Detective Landis, Sergeant Raimi.
Oh, that part where the bully, who's the love interest's then boyfriend, she gives him the finger after he humiliates the main character and his buddy, but he snaps his fingers and somebody hands him his fucking sunglasses. I was like...
And that dude's weird looking. Like, he's like...
As a zombie, he looks like he should just be a zombie.
Yeah.
But if you call that a zombie, whatever post-brain slug incubation is. But we're jumping around here. So I'm saying that pre-existing terror, I guess, would be the brain slugs from outer space that came through a comet. Girlfriend got hacked up. Tom Atkins I'm just assuming this really happened. Tom Atkins hacked up this guy, buried it in the sorority's backyard place. And okay, so fast forward. Now, question. Why was JC? Also, all I can think of is Jesus Christ. Like, what's that kid's name? It just says JC.
That's Carpenter Hooper.
Wouldn't that be KH?
No, because his name's James. James Carpenter Hooper. JC.
Oh.
Carpenter's his middle name.
Jesus Christ Hooper.
Carpenter, get your ass down here.
So, he was a carpenter. Would you look at that? But,
his name was James.
Why did he have, I don't know what disease that is, where you need, like, the crutches on your arms, but is that kid, is that...
Oh, that's Chris. JC is the kid that played Russ.
Oh, okay, alright, I'm looking at the wrong thing now.
European Vacation.
Oh, yeah, poor kid.
I think. I don't know. They kept saying, like, they were just like, they called each other just, hey.
Yeah. Which you know
Well,
what? At least that's believable instead of it being like, what movie was it that we were watching? Oh,
well,
Halloween Kills.
Okay, Jason Lively is Russ, and he plays Chris.
Okay, thank you. What I'm getting at, why is JC crippled? Is that really how the kid was? How the boy was? Like, I'm not picking on him. I just wonder if they just added that in. Because on that recording, before he got incubated by the brain slugs, he was like, I walked for the first time. It's like, you know, I understand this is a touching moment, but I haven't known that character that long, so I'm just like, sucks.
Chris Romero pines over a lost love supported by his disabled friend JC.
A lost love?
He's talking about his high school sweetheart that got away.
That it never even showed.
Yeah, but it talked. Remember when Detective Tom Atkins?
Ray Cameron. Yeah, Ray Cameron.
Whenever he was like, do you have a high school sweetheart?
Yeah, and they both had the same thing going on, except, you know, Chris didn't hack somebody up. But, yeah, so he sees the girl in the sorority or whatever, and he's like, who's that angel? Who needs a garden gnome when you have a garden angel? But it's just some girl, and she talks like this, and it really bothers me. But anyhow,
it's Cynthia Cronenberg.
But she's Jill Whitlow. Whitlow. I don't know.
Whitlow.
But he sees her, and instead of, you know, the sensible thing, going up and talking to her that his friend's trying to convince him to do, and he's like, yeah, I can't, I gotta spill my drink on myself. And he goes up and, like, his buddy on the crutches goes up and talks to her, and he don't want anything to do with her. He won't even make eye contact because he's scared. He's a little baby. So he just figures, if I get into this fraternity, she'll talk to me. And so he decides to pledge to the I guess the main antagonist.
Weird blonde Brad guy.
Brad, okay, yeah, Brad. I almost said Bruce. I don't know why. Everybody else's last name is some famous person. Bruce Campbell. He's in there.
Brad Campbell.
Bruce Campbell. So he goes and tries to pledge. So instead of wanting to just go up and talk to a girl, the pledge was to get a dead body from the morgue and put it on some alpha, beta, mega, Pippi Longstockings.
The Omega virus.
Go put it on the doorstep of some other fraternity. And he was like, yeah, okay.
Robot house.
But, they go to the morgue. And then they see dude suspended up there. And he was, why did they keep him?
They think they're going to the morgue. Remember, they just went into whatever door they could get in. And it was the cryogenic lab.
Why did they save the dude with the brain slugs from the 50s? Because that's what was in this, like, big tank. Like a,
Because he was got brain slugs.
But why would you keep, why?
I guess so they could study the brain slugs later.
How long is it going to take? It's been since the 50s.
I mean, it was only 86 or 85.
That's like 30 years. Wait, 20? About 20-something years. In 20-something years, you can't gather the information you need from the brain slug?
27
specimen?
years.
Okay. Yeah, so that's... The dude pushes the unleash the corpse with the infection button. And then, all hell breaks loose. Everybody's getting the brain slugs. Days everywhere. They infecting dogs. They infecting cats. You just hide everybody.
The corpses under old lady's house.
How would it infect that if it didn't have a brain? Because I'm sure it decomposed by that point.
Well, I don't know. Well, it said It doesn't matter if the brain works or not. It just needs somewhere to,
Incubate?
yeah, incubate.
Okay, that answers that one. That's, you know what? You know what the main difference, I think, between this movie and House is?
They're two totally different movies.
Well, they both have Fred Dekker writing the story.
Yeah.
You could definitely tell he didn't direct House.
Yeah.
Because Steve Miner did. And he did,
Friday
the 13th Part 2. And, H2O. And a few other things, Warlock. But that movie was shot. Like, that directing is enough to keep you interested. Not that I don't like Night of the Creeps. I mean, that's a good fun movie. It's a very
But you can tell it's his first like directing.
Yeah, and I would say it's like I'm not trying to pick it apart. This is a dude's first written and directed movie, and he definitely made a mark. It's definitely a cult classic, I feel like.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, if it's Tom Atkins' favorite movie he was in, that's saying a lot. There might have been a lot cut out, too.
He was in like 30 billion movies. Oh, there is a director's cut, but not on VHS.
The script was written in like a week for that.
Yeah.
There was a... Nope, don't know where I was going with that. But all hell breaks loose, and then the main kid's buddy, JC, gets infected on the John. And there's graffiti on the wall that says Striper Rules, because I think the makeup lady was Michael Sweet's girlfriend at the time.
Sweet Michaels.
Who later became his wife. And so she put that on there. And then there was a Monster Squad reference in there, which is another Fred Dekker affiliated film. What did he do? Direct or write that?
Didn't that come out after this?
Well, they wrote something about the Monster Squad on the wall there.
Squad.
I thought it was funny that that shot where
1987.
That shot where what were you talking about? Monster Squad?
Yeah, it came out in 1987.
Okay, well they were preemptive then. But the shot where they're going to the sorority and they find the body that just got there because, Mike or I cannot remember this kid's name for the life of me. I swear.
Russ from European Vacation.
Chris and JC unleash the. Man, I don't remember that movie.
Christ and Jesus Christ.
What was it? Summer Vacation he was in?
Summer?
No, European.
Yeah.
Everybody's gonna hate me. I don't find those movies funny. I don't. I don't like Christmas Vacation. I don't find them funny.
But that's the best Christmas movie ever besides the horror movies.
I don't really like
and
Christmas movies. I like Home Alone, but that's not really a Christmas movie. Everybody likes Home Alone. The Grinch.
It looks like Michael Sweet is not married to that lady anymore.
It's because she put that graffiti on the wall in the bathroom. He found out.
It's because she died.
Now I feel bad. Like, you could have sped that up a little bit.
I didn't.
Damn.
I didn't know until after you said that.
I feel bad.
She died in 2009. Kyle Sweet.
Okay, when it pans up to the sorority and there's the body there that they unleashed by accident that they didn't know was on the sorority's doorstep, and Tom Atkins walks up and smells the rose, but you could tell the camera was like, what? Because he wasn't supposed to do that, but they left it in. That's all I was trying to say.
There was whenever they had the flamethrower, there was a crew guy in the shot, and he was just kind of standing there awkwardly. I forgot to point it out when we watched it yesterday.
Why in the how did this happen? Okay, Chris had the shotgun. No, he had the flamethrower first, but you have to affix to your being, and I'm gonna say that takes a little bit to do. It was like a cut, and for some reason the girl had the flamethrower, and he had the shotgun, and she was just like, and he was like, just use it. And she's like,
it's because they were screaming like banshee.
That guy.
He just kept laughing and screaming like banshees.
Yeah, because when, I'm just calling him Tom Atkins. When Tom Atkins...
Ray.
Yeah, when Ray
Brother.
apprehends the two main characters for doing what they did because he assumed that they took the body and put it on the step. But they admit to chickening out. But the person who told Ray was the dude who worked at the place that they robbed.
Asian stereotype janitor.
And all he kept saying was, scream like banshees. I feel bad saying that. I'm sorry. It was in the movie.
It was the 80s. He just kept laughing at it. He's like walking down the hallway, and then that's when he got brain slugged.
And then he screamed like a banshee.
And then, as a zombie, he was still laughing at it.
That would have been funny.
Scream like banshee.
But you know, I feel like going back to House real quick, like that one is clearly supposed to be comedic, and it does it well. There's a balance of, supernatural, comedic, and...
well, this one is too. It says it right there on the back.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, you mean House isn't?
I'm getting there.
Well,
I was saying...
You said going back to House, it's...
Yes, and I was talking about the feel of that movie, and then I was going to say, for House... It was originally written by Fred Dekker, and it was supposed to be like super serious, and there weren't supposed to be gags or anything. Which, you know what, you can tell that it was supposed to be like that because his buddy came in and was like, "No, I'm gonna make this kind of funny," even though I wouldn't. It's classified as like a horror fantasy comedy. I wouldn't call it a comedy, would you?
I mean, there's a few funny little things like the hand going for the lady and all that stuff. I thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah, but I'm not talking like this wasn't funny at all, but like the overall feel of it is definitely not.
No.
It's not what I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be like the house was just evil. But what it turned out to be, spoilers, go watch.
It's on Amazon Prime.
Yeah, you got 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3,
The
2,
really
1.
tall guy from Night Court is the devil. No, he's not.
All right, since the spoiler alert has been issued, and you should go watch it if you haven't, or if you don't care, then here we go. The house isn't what's evil. What cursed the house
was the really tall guy from Night Court.
He has no affiliation with the movie. He's just from Night Court. No, but that guy, he's, what is he, 6'8" or something?
Yeah.
Oh, he's got an inch on Peter Steele. That's what it was, wasn't it? Yeah. Okay.
But Peter Steele's got an inch on him.
You and Peter Steele's dong, I swear.
Everyone in Peter Steele's dong.
I wish I could unsee that. Anyway, God. Okay, so House, his aunt committed... Wait.
Well.
Wait a minute. If his aunt was seeing stuff in the house, and she committed suicide, and the house was cursed by the fact that his friend from the Vietnam War wanted to get back at him.
No, it wasn't.
And he was a little kid.
Who was a little kid?
The main character who's the cause of this.
I didn't think he said the house was haunted.
Roger Cobb. Yeah, he didn't know what was going on because so he's dealing with the fact that he has PTSD from the war. He's going through a divorce, and his son mysteriously disappeared in that house because he grew up in that house with his aunt, who he found had hanged herself.
Yeah.
When he was pretty young. I'm gonna say like a teenager, and he was bringing in groceries.
No, that wasn't him. That's just the grocery boy.
What? Oh, I am so confused. So that was present day.
Yeah.
Okay, so she was doing all those paintings and stuff.
Yeah. I was wondering what you were talking about because it never showed him as a kid.
Wow, cleared that up. Because I remember thinking, like, that kid doesn't look like him. I guess that's why.
It's just the grocery boy.
Okay, so the grocery boy. There wasn't no grandma, there was a grocery bag.
It was a grocery boy.
So the grocery boy. All right, so now it all makes sense.
Yeah.
So the house is plagued by the spirit of Roger Cobb's vengeful then comrade who he left in combat.
Richard Mole, or however you say it.
Yes. Big Ben. That's his name. But he got shot in the war, and he wanted Roger to kill him, but he couldn't. Like, there are some really dark elements that just can't balance out with the comedy, so you could tell this was meant to be, serious. And the more I think about it, like, after I watched that movie, I was like, wow, I really didn't expect that. But the more I think about it, the more I like it, and the more I'd watch it again, especially from, I just really like the directing. I like how the house looks. I will say that the props, I think, were the main gags, I guess, which took longer to make than the entire movie did. Because it took three months to make, I think. It took like 3 months to make the props, and then it took... I probably... The point of what I'm saying is it took longer to make the props than the movie. But that... He couldn't kill Big Ben. Because he couldn't bring himself to kill his friend. And I think it's really weird how he just turned on him, but I guess the Viet Cong found him and tortured him forever. So he haunted the house, and his aunt was having to deal with that, I guess, but he didn't even live there.
Yeah, I guess maybe he attached to his like Vietnam stuff, and because his old war stuff was still in the house, remember? Because he was like all dressed up in it.
Yeah, I guess so. So his aunt was having to deal with that shit. And she was doing all these crazy paintings of, what she was seeing in the house. And Harold Gorton, his neighbor, who is George Wendt from...
The guy from
Cheers. Yeah. I never really watched that show. But he's his flustered, caring neighbor who just wants to be friends because he's a fan of Roger Cobb. And then he's like, I think you're crazy too. Even though at first he was like, man, I'm so glad to have a new neighbor. The old lady that lived here was crazy. She was just an old bat. She was an old crazy bat. And Roger's taking out his trash and he's like, that was my aunt. He's like, just a wonderful lady. She was just the best. And then he wants to have dinner with him and everything. And then he starts to realize that Roger's kind of going insane, and then he sees it for himself because Roger sets him up.
Yeah, he has him. Was it close the door? Or...
Yeah, open the door at midnight.
Yeah.
But that was the more I think about it, the more I like that movie.
Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah, I didn't dislike it. I was just like, huh.
Wish we had the tape of it instead of having to watch it on it. Oh, Amazon Prime.
I mean, we got to watch it.
Yeah, I know.
There's just the look of the house and everything, and there is never, like I said, the decayed hand that's like pushing the doorbell because it's like "Ding dong, you're dead." I think is the tagline or something.
I thought it was like grabbing a doorknob.
No, it's a see, bing bong.
Oh. This whole time I thought it was
doorbell.
a hand grabbing a doorknob.
Yeah, that's what I think that's what you automatically think when you see a hand going for a door. Because I just don't really like ringing the doorbell because it just seems annoying. That's why we don't have a doorbell. And we don't have people to come to our house.
We have a doorbell. It just doesn't work because I took the...
It works if you put it outside and you get somebody to go bing bong.
Yeah.
It's the only way we'll answer our door.
I took the guts out of the mechanism. It didn't work anyway.
But Roger, long story short, Roger finds out that there are actually monsters in the house and his aunt wasn't crazy.
Well, remember, Richard Mole stole his kid.
That's what I'm getting at.
Oh, okay. Well, that happened in the past. That was the reason why he left his wife.
Oh, yeah. But he thought that his kid drowned in the pool, but...
Yeah, but...
Zombie Night Court man came up from
Big Ben...
Yeah.
Came up and...
Took his kid to
plumb
Vietnam?
stowed him. Yeah, had him in a cage in Vietnam.
I think that's the part that puzzled me. Like, the movie just took a giant turn because I thought he was going to go into the house's abyss and see, like, the main monster and, try and... I thought that was going to be symbolic of his inner demons or something. Took it in a completely different direction. I was like, oh, now we're in Vietnam for real? Because I thought it was him having, like, going inside his mind or something and seeing a flashback. I didn't know it was real time,
Yeah. It could just be like ghost version of Vietnam.
It leaves a lot to the imagination.
Because remember, he went there twice, but the first time he didn't find his kid.
Yeah, because he saw what had happened. That's why I thought the second time, like the first time he saw, it was exposition about how Big Ben got dragged away by the Viet Cong because Roger couldn't kill him. And he got tortured, and he said, I'll get you for this, and... Well, he came back as a giant fucking 8-foot puppet decomposed soldier.
Filled with, what's his name?
Kane Hodder?
Yeah, Kane Hodder.
He was in it?
I thought so. I thought he was in the puppet thing.
He did the stunts. That was a puppet.
Oh.
That was a whole puppet. I was like, excuse me? It took 16 people to man that puppet. Yeah, I forgot about that. I'm glad you said that. Kane Hodder.
Kane Hodder.
Yeah, he did the stunts and he coordinated some of the stunts. That puppet was cool as hell. And the fact that it is a puppet, I was like, that blows my mind because I thought it was Big Ben and they just put a bunch of shit on his face and stuff.
Yeah.
8 feet. That's got to be imposing. I would imagine for the parts where he's like walking up the stairs and stuff, that was probably Kane Hodder. Because that dude's tall enough. How tall is Kane Hodder?
Shorter than me.
What?
He's only like 6'1".
Maybe it's because he's Jason Voorhees. It seems like he'd be like 10 feet tall.
Or maybe 6'2".
Was he ever at a convention we went to?
No.
I didn't think so.
He's 6'2". He's the same height as me.
All right, that's still pretty tall. You're a tall fella.
I'm not that tall.
If I stand next to you, he looks even taller. I look like a midget next to him because I'm like 5'2", 5'3". I didn't mean to turn it completely over to House. I just wanted to mention that movie because we'd mentioned it briefly, but I really ended up liking that movie the more I thought about it.
Well, we mentioned it last week when we had the corrupt.
Oh, okay. So we didn't. All right. Well then, I'm glad because it didn't hint at this at all. Because they're both Fred Dekker, movies, both written, not directed. But that, like I said, that makes me want to rewatch Friday the 13th Part 2. I'll watch Friday the 13th any day. Mm-hmm. Maybe sometime we talk about.
What about House 2?
Yeah, it has nothing to do. There's a House 3. It went straight to DVD. It was in Germany.
I didn't even know about House 3. I knew about House 2. I haven't seen it.
The main dude is in House... Oh, William Catt, who was Roger Cobb, was in House 3.
And it's just direct to DVD?
Yes, in Germany.
Must have been awesome.
He dies in like the first 10 minutes, apparently. So it's like... Did he just realize what was going on and was like, kill my character?
But House 2, the second story... But it's also known as La Casa 6.
It was, House 3 was renamed the House of Horror.
2.
No, it reminded me that House 3 is renamed House of Horror because it was bad.
But why is it La Casa 6?
Oh, and in Japan, I think that one's called Don't Go in the Haunted House After... No, House, this one, in Japan, is called Don't Go into the Haunted House After Midnight.
Well, there's a House 4.
What?
The Repossession. Oh, that's 1992. That didn't come out on DVD. It's 1990.
I'm going by the information that I read, so it might not be right.
The Horror Show, also known as House 3.
Okay, that's what it was called.
1989 American slasher film starring Lance Henriksen and Breon James.
Well, I'm not really going to bother with House 2, 3, 4, 5, however many there are.
And House 4 is a direct-to-video comedy horror film from 1992.
That must have been what I was thinking of.
Kane Hodder was the stunt coordinator. The cover looks cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that one has a William Cat.
I remember Kane Hodder having something to do with the later ones.
Yeah, because it looks like House 3 is not a house film at all. They just slapped that on there. It's like no characters. Doesn't look like it has anything to do with a house.
Oh, Johnny. Johnny, the date in the beginning of... Oh, I'm sorry, I'm jumping back to Night of the Creeps here. Did you want to continue with that? I'm sorry.
No.
Oh. In Night of the Creeps, Johnny, the date at the beginning, who goes out to look for the comet, who gets the brain slugs, that's who's in the incubation chamber.
Yeah.
Not incubation.
Yeah.
Suspended animation chamber. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't.
Well,
I don't know.
Who do you think it was?
Some guy. I don't know.
What do you think it was the guy that hacked her up?
Look.
He's buried under the house.
I just thought it was some dude who got the brain slugs up in his brain, and they were like, let's bring him in.
Yeah, the comet came down. He went off to look for it. She's sitting in the car. Dude comes up, hacks her up. Cop comes up, shoots him. Dude's over there getting brain slugged by the comet. The scientists come and get him and take him away.
Wait, what was with the beginning? Those weird aliens with the guns.
Well, that was the ones that sent the brain slugs down. Like the weird looking little pig.
Yeah. Okay, so what? Just because? They were like, let's give this a whirl.
Well, they were saying stuff, but they had their fake language and then what they were saying under it.
Okay, now I get you.
You aren't paying no attention.
I was paying plenty attention. I'm just kind of slow.
You were on the TikTok not paying attention.
You know me, always on that TikTok. The only TikTok I'd be on is my clock.
Or tic-tac.
But both these movies, you see any, like, can you tell they're by the same writer?
Yeah, they've got similarities. And it's been so long since I watched Monster Squad, I can't remember.
I have not seen Monster Squad.
I watched it probably 25 years ago.
Oh.
Back in my day, we used to watch movies. Not them ticky-tocks. What else? We also watched Motel Hell.
I don't know if I'm gonna watch that again.
I was pooping the other day and I was thinking about, like, why isn't it called Hell Motel, and then the name of the motel be Hello Motel? Like,
was it integral for us to know that you thought of this whilst releasing a bowel movement?
Yeah, but what Motel Hello sounds weird.
Yeah. Okay, I just feel like the plot for that was, like, really choppy, and I don't know why that girl wanted to bang the old man. Like, what? It would make sense if she were under some spell, but...
She was under the spell of love.
The dude was, like, 80, and she was like, take me now.
What is that? What's that condition you get, like, when you're, like, being held hostage?
Damn. Stockholm Syndrome?
Yeah, Stockholm Syndrome. Maybe that's what was going on.
But she didn't know she was hostage.
Maybe it was all that good sausage.
Is that like an innuendo or something?
No, he made meat.
Of people. Okay, so it's like Texas Chainsaw Massacre mixed with Psycho and the humor of Evil Dead 2. But not good. I didn't enjoy it.
It's a cult classic. You can't make fun of it.
I'm not making fun. I mean, my
I'm
friend
not
Lauren.
making fun, Ma.
My friend Lauren likes it.
I mean, it was okay.
It's just
It wasn't what I was hoping it would be.
no. And you know what just confused the shit out of me? Did they just want that guy to have a pig's head over his head because of Texas Chainsaw Massacre?
I guess.
Because that made no sense to me. It was like mid-chainsaw fight, dude goes in the other room, main old guy who's making meat out of people who he strands at his motel. And, mid-chainsaw battle, just, it didn't even start. Like, if it had started out with him having a pig's head, you'd be like, well, that's what he's got on his head. Nope. He just throws it on there like 3/4 of the way through.
He didn't want to be able to see.
Battling his kid brother who's the cop who has no idea what's going on until this point. Dude's been his brother for how many years? Dude's been hacking up people for how many years? Come on, put 2 and 2 together, buddy. And he's been... Like, just some of the lines are weird. Like how the farmer that owns the motel and makes the meat, he's like, my brother's the biggest cannibal in town. You hear that? The biggest cannibal in town. It's like, is this a Stephen King book? What? Why are you repeating stuff like, ask Mama if she believes this? Like, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But wasn't my favorite. Let's see, what part stands out to you?
Motel Hell. What was with the weird swinger couple?
What the hell was that?
Because they put the ad like saying it was a good swinger hotel, so I guess they could get swingers there.
What? Why? Does their meat taste different?
I don't know.
Came out in 1980.
Yeah, and
Why did they put people in the ground?
And cut their throats so they sound like.
It also seemed slightly incestuous with the brother and sister running the hotel, like the old farmer and his sister.
Yeah, because for a while I thought they were like husband and wife.
Yeah.
And I was wondering why she was getting jealous of the girl.
This has 3 writers. 3 people. We're like,
Uh-huh. The work is hard.
Kevin Connor directed it. I don't know who that is.
Is it Sarah Connor's dad?
What other movies did he do?
I don't know.
Do I say I do? Love at First Glance. The Cookie Mobster.
Cookie Mobster. What is that?
It's what it says. A Christmas Kiss 2. Okay, so this dude just... Does he write incestuous love stories about a farmer? Annie Claus is coming to town. Chasing leprechauns. Oh, these are TV movies. These are all TV movies.
Oh, he did The Land That Time Forgot.
I didn't get down there at that point. The Earth's Core, A Dirty Night's Work, The Land Before...
The Land Before Time.
From Beyond the Grave, what's that? Is that anything good? Everyone shout now. Is From Beyond the Grave any good? Oh, that looks kind of cool.
Wherever you are, jump up and down and slap your face and yell, woo!
Give me a Ric Flair. Woo! Oh, that probably hurt your ears. I'm sorry. I apologize.
It wasn't that loud.
You could do better.
I've got a compressor on you. The House Where Evil Dwells.
What are you talking about? Oh, I thought you were starting to read a description.
No. South Book. Oh, wait, North and South Book 2.
So, at what point did he... This was not his first movie. This seems like somebody's definite first movie. Like, film school first movie.
The budget was, like, super low.
That was their excuse for making it a comedy, by the way. I read about that in a book. But it said that the reason that it was a comedy was because they originally wanted it to be serious.
Sirs.
But since they had a low budget, they decided to make it funny. And I was like...
Well, you can get away with more when it's funny. Even though I've seen like weird little YouTube fan films that are like gory and serious compared to that.
Yeah. I don't know. I think that's an odd excuse.
Yeah. October 18th, 1980.
Yeah, not my favorite. The poster's cooler than the movie, which is actually what made me want to watch it, because we were either going to watch Motel Hell or House, and I was like, oh, I remember seeing the movie poster for Motel Hell. Why don't we watch that? And he was like, okay. And I was like, we should have watched that.
Our boy Michael gave us a DVD of Motel Hell and Deranged.
Deranged was awesome, though.
Mm-hmm.
I like that movie a lot. That's a weird combination. Because Deranged was influenced by Psycho a lot.
No, it was influenced by Ed Gein.
Oh, duh. Yeah. That's... Wait.
What?
I was looking up Deranged.
1974.
Oh, man.
What was his name? Ezra Cobb?
Yes, Ezra.
And that ties in with House, because that guy's name was Cobb. Maybe that's his uncle. Macabre. Where are you at, Macabre? What?
Macabre, as in the macabre.
Oh.
Goofs.
Macabre.
Macabre. Macabre's itching. Yeah, but we talk about that at a different point.
Yeah.
It's just... I guess we jump back and forth because, you know what, we were talking about Night of the Creeps, and then we were talking about House, both same writers. And then Motel... Well, we just mentioned Motel Hell because we watched it, but, I really enjoy Night of the Creeps. It's a good, fun movie. I think that's another one you could just throw on if you want to watch whatever. I mean, you could tell Tom Atkins... How many times have I said Tom Atkins? You could tell he really enjoyed that because he gave like 150%. His lines... That
It's Miller time.
that line before Tom Atkins shoots the kid in the fraternity when everything's going up in flames because of the flamethrower and everything, but just his exposition in the police station, if that makes you feel like if you were that kid sitting there listening to this dude confessing to hacking up a body and burying it in the back of a sorority house, you'd be like, I'm gonna go now. Because he was like, this sounds real thrilling and everything. I was like, that's your reaction, kid? I'd be like, I'll do whatever you say. Just please don't. Just the imposing tone in his voice where he was like, so I cut one of them off. No, that's a guy from Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
One thing
Mickey
that I always liked about this is like his love for 50s movies. Like the zombies look like 50s movie zombies.
Those were good effects.
The brain slugs at the end, like the big pile of them in the basement.
Yeah,
it's just like it's like a picture of them and like a video of like some maggots squirming around.
Oh wow, they had shot that scene post production because they or post filming.
Yeah, because the test audience.
Yeah, the test audience said there wasn't enough action, so they did that, and they made sure to add in Tom Atkins grabbing the brain slug midair.
Yeah.
Because, okay, he had tape over his mouth, which definitely makes sense because that's the main orifice that they go into, incubate in your brain. And the girl is standing there with her mouth open, just looking like, wow, you might as well just have like a big, come on in. Just have a hoop target in front of your face. Like, what are you doing? At least be like,
come on down.
Cover your mouth.
Come on down to Hillbilly Barbecue in this girl's mouth. And I thought it was funny how you can see like the strings pulling the slugs. Like, I'm guessing they had them in their mouth and they yanked them out to get it to look like it was going into their mouth.
I didn't think about that.
But you can like see the strings, and then like when it's pulling them through the grass, you can see the string like moving the grass in front of them.
Does anybody remember those little furry weasel-looking things that were like pipe cleaners on strings with little googly eyes? And they were different colors? And they advertised them as moving on their own, and my dumb little peanut brain believed it, and I begged my mom to get me one. She's like, you get one thing. And I was like, I want that. I was so pissed off because you know what it was? It was a pipe cleaner on a string with some googly eyes. And I was just like... It's like when in SpongeBob when Patrick's holding up his hand on Valentine's Day because he thinks he just got a handshake. So that's... I'd say Night of the Creeps is a better deal than... what I got.
Well, yeah.
No, nothing gestated in my brain, though, so clear on that.
We bought this for a quarter. Remember? We got this, and we've mentioned it like 3 or 4 times now.
It's Sleepaway Camp?
Yeah, we got them for 50 cents.
Wow. Yeah, and we hadn't seen this movie or heard of it, and we were like, man, that looks cool. Because, I mean, look at that. If you're listening, it's the zombie guy in the window with the tuxedo on and the white eyes and the bouquet busted through the window. The good news is your date is here. The bad news is he's dead. Which is the line that Tom Atkins delivers. What are they called? He's hold up the pictures of what I was talking about.
Worm on a string.
It was called like Crazy Magic Pals or something.
When I searched that, I got women's sexual underwear.
Sexual underwear.
And it's called the Wicked Weasel. You want you a Lycra G-string, ladies? Go on eBay and buy you a Wicked Weasel 453 bottom, or Wicked Weasel sexy G-string.
Is that the brand Wicked Weasel?
I guess so.
Damn it! I can't use that now.
Oh, and there's a whoopee cushion, Weasel ball.
Wait! I had a Weasel ball too. I had a Weasel ball from Cracker Barrel, and some kid ran up at the test thing where it was going in the middle of Cracker Barrel, and he was like, is that a real rascal? That's the Weasel ball I had. That thing was cool. I wish I had my Weasel ball. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm not seeing any weasels on a string, just worms on a string.
That's what they were, though.
Oh, they're called squirmies, the worm on a string.
But they had a video playing in the store. It was like, whoa, look what it's doing. And it was advertised, like that dude with the, how David Bowie had it's a crystal. The crystal in Labyrinth. You know how they had those videos of the guy being like,
Fushigi!
Look what I could do. And that's the video they had.
The juggling balls.
Yeah. It's like if some random 8-year-old got that, they wouldn't know what the hell to do. They'd be like, it's not working. That was me. That was me with the little worm on the string.
This one says, let's go commit arson.
Mine never said that.
Yeah, that's all they made were worms. Did you have a brown one?
We got worms. No, I had a blue one.
Oh, well then it was a worm.
What was a brown one?
A worm. I said they're all worms.
I thought you meant like the brown one was like a turd or something.
I thought maybe you had a brown one and you thought it was a weasel.
Turdy, itty bitty birdie.
I thought maybe you thought it was Steve Austin in a power chair.
Man, that was a funny joke we had last time. Because he kept saying, and I was like, why do you sound like 80-year-old Steve Austin in a hover round with like a...
I'm about to open up a can of whoop ass.
He's got 2 bottles of Metamucil he just smashes together. And he's got that little, we were talking about how he had that little thing that you attach to the side of the wall where you go up in your hover round. And he's like, I'll tell you one thing, and this is the bottom line.
This is the bottom line. Said so.
That's nice. It's time for bed. I'm going. You son bitch.
I was the best wrestler in the WCW.
They already walked away at that point. They didn't even hear him say that. He's not even halfway up the stairs. He's got one of those string weasels whipping it at whippersnappers. And he's got the wicked weasel underwear in the other hand. Whoopsh, whoopsh.
You better drink my Broken Skull IPA. It's 4 to 5 years out of date.
Does he have an IPA?
Yeah. Broken Skull, I'm pretty sure it's called. I've never drank it. I'm not a big IPA guy.
Or Guinness.
No, I don't like Guinness.
I don't like Guinness either.
It ruined my mustache.
And his day. We were in Ocean City, New Jersey. If you get that reference, 200 points. We were visiting my family, and we met up with my cousin Joseph and his wife Stephanie. And we were waiting at the bar in the restaurant yesterday's in Ocean City, New Jersey.
Wait,
And
did you say we were with Janine and Joe?
I was about to say that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we were with Janine,
Jonine, that's their name
Janine,
together.
Joe, and my cousin Maria Lucidi. And we were laughing, talking, having a good time. And I got a Budweiser, and Aaron got a Guinness. And I was like,
I'll try it.
you gotta...
Everyone says it's really good.
I told you it wasn't good. I was like, that's not good. You won't like it because I hated it. I don't like...
Tasted like beer coffee, and it got all in my mustache. My mustache tasted like it, and I had to shave my mustache off.
Throughout that vacation, his mustache left, his beard left.
Yeah, I started the vacation with a full beard, and then it was hot, so I got rid of the full beard and just left my chops and my mustache. And then
Only the chops remained.
Now the beard's coming back slowly.
The beard is back in town.
It's No Shave November.
It's no everything November.
No Napple November.
No
Napple,
Nutella
napple, napple,
November. My day's ruined. What?
Napples.
Kids, why'd you bring that rotten meat in here of all places? Kids, you stupid motherfuckers. Man, I gotta watch...
Do-do-do-do.
I could
Feather
watch...
your bangs.
Now think about your dad. I want to meet that dad. They're like... Smells like meat. Rotten meat. Okay.
Anything else you want to talk about before we get out of here?
Rotten meat. Kids, I know you liked your bologna soft, but you gotta keep that meat ice cold.
How about rotten cookies? Your cookies you ate earlier that had little flavor orbs.
All I wanted was a Pepsi. Just one Pepsi. And by that I mean, I just wanted some cookies. I got the really cheap cookies because gotta watch what we get. So I got, the
Lance.
The Lance $1 pack of cookies. It's got like 6 packs of cookies with 4 cookies in them each, and they're, pretty small. I just want to enjoy some vanilla cookies. And I noticed that there was like little black flecks. I was like, what the hell is this? I opened it up, and there were like black specks in my cream, and there were like black tracks on the cookies, and I was like, I put one of them in my body. So, something happens. You know who to call? Ghostbusters.
Lance. Hey, we might be talking about Ghostbusters next time. The new Ghostbusters Afterlife.
I'll be talking about the old
These nuts.
Ghostbusters.
Well,
These nuts, got him. Looks like he's got some nuts. He's got some dangle nuts there.
Don't make fun of glass dangle nuts.
Check that out. 3D
What?
coming at you.
They're on my face. I was trying to make him jump, but I can't hold still.
Listen, I could talk about old Ghostbusters all day. All day.
It didn't
That
work.
is one of my favorite movies, Ghostbusters 1 and 2. And if you don't like the second one, don't even talk to me. Just don't. I love both those movies. They're 2 of my favorite movies ever. Venkman. was one of my heroes growing up, as I'm sure a lot of people listening, all three of you, can also agree. Who's your favorite Ghostbuster?
Venkman.
Of course, Egon and Venkman, my favorites. I could never look at Ray the same.
After Tim's favorite movie.
What was the name of that movie? I blocked it out of my head.
Nothing But Trouble.
Dan
That's a
Aykroyd.
penis nose.
That was so creepy. Who signed that? Budget was huge. Who was like, yeah, this is great? And you got Chevy Chase in it.
And you got
the only thing
damn Yankees doing that song.
Yeah.
That was the best part of the whole movie.
It was so disturbing. The only thing with Chevy Chase in it that I like that I could think of is the Three Amigos.
You don't like Caddyshack?
Oh, yeah, Caddyshack. Okay. He's got 2 for 3.
How do you not like the first Vacation, at least?
I just don't find it funny. I don't like Chevy Chase. I don't like his character. I don't know. Everybody fucking hates me now.
What about Caddyshack 2?
Throw garbage at my face. Nope. He hated that movie.
Yeah, everybody hated that movie.
Who likes Caddyshack 2? Back to School is awesome.
Ray,
That's
that we
Rodney
used to work with, he said he liked Caddyshack 2.
Something wrong with that old boy brain.
If you like Caddyshack 2, put it down in the comments.
I thought you were going to say, press 2.
Press 2 if you like Caddyshack 2. If you like Caddyshack 3, press 3. If you like Caddyshack 4,
press 8.
There's, I don't guess there's
Sniff
a
your
Caddyshack
dog's
3.
butt.
I hope there's not a Caddyshack 3.
All right, we're veering off topic,
Yeah.
but out of 10, what would you give this movie? Night of the Creeps.
Well, I'm not going to give it a 10 out of 10 because that's like held up. That's like the cream of the crop. But 8.
8. Wow.
Or a 7.5.
Yeah, I was
really
going to give it a
like
7.5.
It's like right there.
I can't think of a movie off the top of my head I'd give it 10.
Joe Dirt.
We'll get back to you on what movies would give a perfect 10 at some point. That's good. That's a good topic. On that note, Night of the Creeps and House, really great movies. If you haven't seen them, go check them out.
Night of the Creeps is not. I mean, it's on Amazon Prime, but you got to rent it.
Yeah, or buy it. I don't understand renting.
Yeah, you get
Just buy it.
you get to watch it for.
Watch it once. Watch it twice. Watch it 300,550 times.
Well, you do get to watch it once, but you have 30 days to watch it once, and once you start it, you have 48 hours to finish it.
Just buy it. Just buy it.
On DVD. Watch it once.
That'd be pretty cool if they sent you a DVD of it.
Well, like Netflix?
Yeah.
They still send DVDs.
Well, shoot.
Well, let's get out of here. It's been an hour and a half.
Oh, that's pretty good time. All right, well, you know what? Thanks for listening.
Thanks for watching, for all you YouTubers out there.
Yeah.
And
Enjoy my awful haircut that I gave myself.
and enjoy us playing Visage maybe here in a few days, and her getting spookified.
I wanted to play a nice game.
What, like Little Bill on the PC?
That's probably just as creepy as Visage, actually.
See you later, everybody.
Bye.